Welcome to the OFX podcast. I'm Dave Claxton. Along with me, as always, is our wonderful What Now warrior, Bethany McChesney. It's good because we had plans for today.
Mhm.
Sort of, not really. They were really late plans and they weren't really well laid out. And they didn't, actual what should happen happening. So we're gonna chat. And I have a question for you. So this is the first question I got for you.
Mhm.
Because this is something that's been on my mind and I'm not sure what to do. Because I had my mindset and I knew what I was going to do, and now I'm wavering and I don't know. What do you think about the CrossFit Open? Like, is there any chance you would do it, or are you? And here's the thing: I don't know if I'm not still pissed off.
You're trying to evaluate your feelings.
Yes,
Yes. Yeah.
because
You need to think a little bit about, yeah. So, I mean, I'm not going to do the open. I'm not going to pay for it. I only did that. I did that 1 year. But I don't want to give CrossFit my money. Like, I don't want to help that machine stay alive at all. Like, I think, and the way I still feel about it is that just things were never handled properly. And I think it's time that there's a shift in that world. So I'm not giving them my money. My,
that's
what, $45 to do a couple of workouts that don't.
I think it's 20 bucks, 20 bucks, 20 bucks. Anyway, 20 American. Anyway, so that's like 1900. The the thing is
Still.
like I'm listening to some podcasts and they're putting some stuff out and I'm still annoyed. I'm still angry. I'm still upset about it. But at the same time, I'm like, the part that bothers me is they robbed me of the joy that I was supposed to get from this year.
Oh, because you had CrossFit goals.
Yeah, because last year I did the open
Uh-huh.
and we're not talking lofty CrossFit goals by any stretch of imagination, but I did it. I enjoyed it. I was there. I bought the t-shirt. I did the thing, right?
Hmm.
And had I actually tried a little harder, I like as in done the second, pretty much if I had done the second workout at all, I would have made quarterfinals, which would have been pretty cool in my mind.
Hmm.
So my after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it next year. I'm going to do quarterfinals, and I'm going to do all three workouts. I'm going to make quarterfinals. I made sure I was able to do a muscle up because I know that was going to show up again. I even got my double under so that were they're still embarrassing yet doable.
Hmm.
And so I was good to go. And then obviously with Lazar, everything happened, and then even more than the Lazar thing, I'm still pissed off that they did nothing with Castro when he out and out manipulated everybody and lied. And that to me is it like. I was mad about Lazard. That was horrible, and they did everything wrong. But you're still like, who do you blame? La, da, da, it's a bigger picture.
Well, at this point, I still feel like they're trying to almost pretend like this didn't happen and just keep moving forward and no official apologies, nothing is actually changing at all, and they just have been staying really silent about it. It's like the really toxic family situation where you're like, let's just not talk about it and pretend like it didn't happen and hope everyone forgets. Like, that's how it feels to me. And this is just something that I'm sorry, but I don't think a lot of people can just forget about, like, gross negligence causing death. Mm-mm.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much the exact right word for it. And the other part that still irks me beyond that is they said, well, let's wait to see the results of the investigation, this third party investigation we're doing, so we can make public what happened and everything. And nothing. Literally said, no, we're not going to discuss it. So we were going to tell you, but now we're not.
Yeah.
And so, but it just, and like I said, the part that bugs me is they're fucking me over because I was supposed to have fun with this. This was supposed to be a fun thing for me to do this year, and I got screwed out of it.
Well,
And
we're gonna find some other fun day.
I agree, and I will. To be honest, February is busy as all hell. Every weekend is something. But
Yeah.
I'm just, it was just something that I had that I wanted to do, and it bugs me, and it makes me waver, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about it because it makes me waver. I'm like, oh, who cares? Just do it. But now talking to him, like, okay, good. I feel it's like that.
You need validation in your emotions.
Yeah, and not just validation. The what you call when you have a workout buddy that keeps you. keeps you honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that same thing. So I feel better, but I am upset. I am excited about the World Fitness Project.
Yes, me too.
So I mean, have you heard much about it or whatever? Or
No, I haven't. More so just who's going to be competing in it.
which is a pretty stacked fucking list.
Yes.
So pretty much the only ones that you haven't heard them say are like when I think about big names that I haven't heard on the list would be Tia, Laura, and Adler. And I know there's more names to come. So I'm not saying they're on a list by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying they could be. That
Hmm.
I mean, if I'm them, I'm saving my best for last. So that's what I would be doing.
Hmm.
Anyway, so I'm just saying. But I'm excited. But so essentially, it's like two qualifiers and um and then a final and stuff. So three big events, and they're doing what we kind of said Spartan should have done for years
Hmm.
was when they had that like 300 person pro team, shrink it down, have 20 people, and then it's like the same 20 people we see at every race, and every point matters, and everything's important and stuff like that because it's not just first, second, third that matter. It's points throughout the whole year to get to the world championship, and then you have people challengers from underneath, so who aren't in the main event who can knock other people out of the main event if they do better and secure a contract for the next year. So I'm
Hmm.
like, it sounds exciting. It's different. They are not affiliated with CrossFit. Not saying they won't ever be, but it's not the CrossFit World Fitness Project. It is the World Fitness Project.
Yeah.
Individual
Well,
event.
they are trying to stay away from that, from the branding.
They're not going to say that, but I think they are.
Hmm.
Like I don't. And here's the thing now. When I look at their list of athletes, what's the premier event this year? Is it the World Fitness Project finale? Is it the CrossFit Games? Or is it the Rogue Invitational?
Yeah, I mean, it's all going to depend on where the big names go. Like it's interesting because I think those names like Tia and Adler and Laura Horvath, they hold such a power position right now
Yeah.
with the kind of the direction that these things will go. Like if Tia says like I'm not, and I think she has said she's not competing in the Open. I'd
I
have to.
haven't heard yet. I don't know.
Okay, anyways, that's the rumblings in the CrossFit world. But if she doesn't, that kind of stuff really trickles down. So then if you take out Tia and you take out Laura, and a couple other big names, then is the CrossFit Games
The reason I would
good?
the reason I would think I'd be more inclined to think that Laura wouldn't participate in the Open in the games is because she was the one who walked out on the
Yeah.
game last year. So that would keep, you know, I don't want to say it would just seem on target, right? You know.
Yeah.
So I would be
It's on par
more
with her stance at the last
yeah,
game.
yeah. I would be more I don't want to say less surprised. I think that there's more of a chance of that one happening. I'm not I like I think that personally, I think all three will sign with them because there's no reason they shouldn't. Because
Yeah.
even if they wanted to do the Open, they're still going to qualify through CrossFit's branches, and they could still do the games if they wanted. So I can't see any of them turning down the money to do the other ones because it's just another chance to one have this guaranteed contract, but also not is it a guarantee. Not only is there a guaranteed contract, but there's prize money at the events.
Hmm.
So yeah, I also heard CrossFit prize money is based on open
Registrations.
ration. And I think they'd need like 300,000 to get kind of where they were last year for prize money, and I don't think they're gonna get it.
No.
I think prize money will be down, and I don't know the exact numbers, but I think I heard Carolyn say that, or maybe I read it somewhere else. I don't know, but that like first place might be similar, but second place is gonna be very different, and like it's gonna be. I think the money's gonna be down a lot this year for that.
Yeah. I mean, there's even CrossFit gyms locally that have been shutting down
Like just closing completely or de-affiliating.
in my area. Yeah.
Like closing completely. Ouch.
Yeah, their numbers were just so hit, and then they chose to just not keep going. Like there would be confounding factors, but there's a couple gyms in the area that have shut down or switched their affiliation.
Hmm.
And that's just like in my little area. So I don't know what ha is happening globally, but I just have a feeling like,
I'm sure they've taken a hit. I'm sure
yeah.
they've taken a big hit. Someone else, you know what? I heard this online. This kind of pissed me off because someone it might have been one of the other CrossFit podcasts. Sorry, one of the other CrossFit. We are not a CrossFit podcast. A CrossFit podcast that said something like, "Oh, if you're not doing the opening, you're encouraging other people not to do it. We don't want you, and you're not part of the community, and you're that, and then you're just essentially you're a jackass. You're a dick." Well, I don't look at it that way. I look at it this way. If you're someone who's not doing the open because you're taking a stance because you don't like the direction of a company that you're a customer for is taking, that is the only way to show your opinion, to instigate change is with your dollars.
Hmm.
Which means if there's a group of you or you feel that something should be changed, yes, you encourage other people who want that same change to do what you are doing so you can invoke it. It's not a matter of, oh, well, you're just trying to bury the brand. No, you're trying to change it. You're trying to make it better.
Yeah.
It's that's people are just fucking idiots.
Well, and a lot of people go to CrossFit gyms who don't compete in the open.
Pardon me?
There's a lot of people that go to CrossFit gyms that don't compete in the
A
open.
great deal of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of look at it. I don't know the numbers, but I remember even like when I think back to martial arts, you had like 10% of people who were actually competitive. The rest were just there to exercise or
Yeah.
whatever,
Get a
fit or
good
something.
workout in.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I would wager that CrossFit's probably not much different. It might be a little higher, but I bet you it's no more than 25, 35% that actually compete. You think? Probably in that neck of the woods. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, anyway, that was something that pissed me off. I'm like, no, guys, you don't understand. Like, you're just drinking the Kool-Aid. And, I think some of them are just worried about their own gig, right? Like, well, if
Yeah.
it goes under, then we don't have a show to make money off of or do whatever we do. We lose
Yeah.
our relevance. Anyway, I think if you don't feel you should do it, you shouldn't do it. And if you want to tell others, you tell others, you do what you want. And if you think you should do it and you want to tell others, you do the same thing. And that's the other thing I mean was he was doing the exact same thing in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
But it's okay to do it that way, not the other way.
Hmm.
Yeah, that guy had done some others. I remember now, but that guy had done some other weird shit that I didn't like anyway. So so yeah, yeah. So that's what I said. I was curious to what your take was on the whole thing, and I know that you didn't do the open last year, but I know a lot of times you'll get your clients to maybe do some of the workouts or stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll do some of the workouts sometimes. I do have some clients that they've come from CrossFit gyms or they love that style. And like, so we'll kind of host like mini opens just for fun. Um, but no, not this year.
Mhm. Um, so kind of like CrossFit, this weekend I did the Hyrox Strong, which I think is a horrible name. And I've said this now. I think it should be the Hard-Rox. We got half rocks, the Hyrox, and then we Hard-Rox.
Hard-Rox.
Hard-Rox. You could go to the Hard-Rox Cafe, the Hard-Rox. Um, maybe we have just interpreted as or come across some branding issues with why we could never be that. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, I went to the Fetchix gym, holistic athlete, and did Hyrox with no running, which is something I've clamored for a lot, and it was everything I said it would be.
Awful and amazing at the same time.
It was awfully amazing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like I said, I went through the whole thing. I actually talked a little bit about it on the live podcast, but not everybody listens to that. So I screwed up reading my emails. And I thought I was supposed to start at 9, and I think I was supposed to start at 8:45. And I got there at 8:42. So
That's late even if you're starting at 9.
I know we were late. We started at 9, but anyway, we were late. So, but it also was something I was just doing at work. It wasn't like a big kind of, oh, I need
That's late for
to.
a workout.
It was bad. So I get there and I'm signing and they're like, oh, you have 3 minutes. I'm like, oh, geez. And I'm like, luckily I had kind of had my pants over my shorts and stuff. So I'm like stripping in the middle of the hallway and getting ready. And my wave starts without me. I go and I jump on the ski erg. Realistically, I'm 15, 20 seconds behind, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Somewhere between 10 and 30.
Somewhere between 10 and 30 seconds behind. I missed the start by. And I'm on the ski erg and I've got my knee, um, knee strap, knee pads, whatever. Oh my God.
Knee sleeves.
Knee sleeves, thank you. Around my calves still, didn't even get them pulled up. One shoe tied. And I start on the skier. I just, okay, here we go. And I start on the skier and I get going. And I kind of figured in my head, I'm like, okay, well, the skier is a good warm up anyway.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
We're solid. And I'm like, I don't really got to do any squatting until we get to the lunges. We'll be fine.
Mhm.
Also, I'd done squats the day before, so I had magnificent DOMs
Oh,
burning. So do the skier. Actually, everything went fine. Got on the sled, and they put the push and the pull together like a deck, I think, for convenience sake. But you still did 100 meters of it. So you did
okay.
100 meters with the pull weight. So went through that, and back-to-back pulls, back-to-back sleds is pretty rough. I liked it. I thought I was really good. Got off there, and then for burpees, they did the burpee onto the plate.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's one of my favorites. It's very
Mhm.
easy to judge.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you have to do the burpee part behind a line?
no, they didn't have that. Tell me, what do you mean by that?
So when you did your burpee, how far back from the plate did you have to be?
There was no line. You just had to be off the plate.
Some people did their burpee, the
Okay.
chest to the plate.
Oh wow, I didn't see that.
I saw that once.
Yeah,
So that's easier.
yeah. So I never did that. I was back. So like my head was behind the plate, but I never even really thought about it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, and then I did the just step up, back down, right? Just you did, so we had to do 50.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, 50 was a lot, especially after that sled and everything. So, um, but I mean, I guess I'd always thought that for the 80-meter burpee broad jump, you were probably looking between 40 and 50 anyway
Yeah, probably.
in that neck of the woods. So
Yeah.
it's pretty good. And obviously these burpees not near as taxing as a burpee broad jump.
Yeah.
And so we did that, hit the rower, and got to the rower, and oh, sorry, before I even started the sled, I had to tie my other shoe.
Yeah.
And I didn't do a good job because it came off again on the sled. So I lost it there. So then we got to the rower, did the rower, and then by the time I'd done the rower, I had to tie both shoes. I did not do a good job with my shoes that day. So tied both shoes, and then
You're just a hot mess.
I was a hot mess, but I was having a blast. I was having a great time. I was laughing and smiling and chatting the whole way. Did the farmer's carry, which again was rough because I think it was 170 meters or whatever, but a lot of turn, a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So we all know that it's a lot harder doing the turns
Oh,
than doing really a 200 meter or 100 meter out and back, especially if they got nice wide turns. These were sharp 180s, but good setup though. Um, and the other thing too is when I'm doing this, I had no idea how far I was doing anything. So when I was pulling the sled and the farmer's carry, I'm like, how many lengths am I doing here? How far am I going on this? I just
So did every person have a judge that went with them?
for the farmer's carry?
No, for all of the state, the whole thing.
No, the
No,
judges
the
stayed at
judges
their
stayed at
zone.
the zones.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and it was pretty good. So when we got later on, it worked well. So we got through that, got through the farmer's carry, went to the lunges. The lunges were very much back and forth too, and it was uh I think 5 there and back. So again, a lot of turning. And
Yeah, it
yeah,
was.
5 there and backs. Yeah, so 5 there and backs, lots of turning back and forth, and we had to use dumbbells for the lunges.
Ugh, that's pert.
Yeah, sandbags are much nicer, are much
Yeah.
nicer. So went through that, and they had a judge on each line to make sure that you got across the line and back. And then we got to the wall balls, and the wall balls were we had each had our own individual judge for that, counting for 100. And I did have a couple of no reps, which I solidly deserved because I missed the target. I was too low.
Hmm.
Um, and went through that, and then that was it. But it was so much fun. And to be honest, the lack of warm up, I don't think really realistically affected me at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, doing 1,000 meters on the ski at the beginning probably is the best thing for you.
And then
Like,
into the and
no
then
warm up.
yeah, and then into a sled where you're kind of getting your legs pumping, and you're not having any like it's not like you're dropping down on a squat and having to hold the weight, right? Like you can
Yeah.
off. So I honestly I think it went quite well. I don't think the warm up affected me at all. The shoes, those affected me a lot, but the lack of warm up didn't. I mean, the missing whatever 10 to 30 seconds.
So how long was how long did it take you?
30 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay. Would you say then like that 30-minute range was about the
Average.
average?
I would think a little, maybe a little above average. If I was planning this as a workout for my gym event, yeah, I would think your fastest people are going to be maybe just under 25, and then slower people could be, I mean, anywhere up to an hour, right?
Hmm.
But for the mean, I would say maybe that 35 to 45 minutes would be that kind of average. Maybe a little lower, maybe like yeah. But and depending if you're doing all the open weights or pro weights and stuff like that. But the nice thing was people filtered through really quite well. And
Hmm.
because there's no going back out and running into stuff, you weren't colliding with anybody.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. And I mean it was tight, but everything went really well. Were there issues with some wall balls? Of course there were, but I'm not gonna gripe about it because this was more of just a fun event.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So all yeah, yeah. So I'm not a big deal about that. I'm sure if it was more of a higher end competitive event, which they could very well put on one day,
Hmm.
the standards would be a little more strict. So for this, I think it was more like let's get people to experience this and have it, and we'll work on that later. We did point out for one girl, and I feel bad because she got told like 3 times after I pointed it out, but super fit. This girl was fit, and she was actually chasing Chelsea Grant. And she got to her wall balls and she was throwing them too high, right? And I just said to Mike, I said, "Hey man," I said, "I mean, this girl's obviously awesome and I wouldn't care or anything like that, but someone might want to tell her because when she goes to a regular Hyrox, she's going to get a bunch of no reps and she might not know why, right?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah." He goes, because he coaches her. He goes, "Oh yeah, I'll go tell her and let her know," right? So he goes and tells her, and then like two other people go and tell her. I'm like, oh, sorry, but she was cruising. She got on the lunges, and her first lap of the lunges, I was like, "Whoa!" Looked like she was running. So,
Like a Marion Von
yeah,
Rohr style lunch.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Just like that same bam, 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 like machine gun
She was
lunges.
smiling.
Yes, she was smiling for the first. She did slow. She did slow, but it was still a scary first round of lunges.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, it was a great event, and I thought, and I've said this, and I'm going to say it publicly. I am totally going to get disqualified at a Hyrox event and do this.
Do
I'm
what?
gonna I'm gonna go I'm gonna go and I'm gonna sign up and I'm gonna run into the stations on my first lap and I'm just gonna go through the rock zone and just do all the stations and go at the end. And I'll get completely DQ'd, but that's okay. And I'll just time myself and I'll just do it on my own.
So you'll run out and then just go into the next one. And then you'll run out of lunges and go right into wall balls.
Yes.
Bethany doesn't understand.
This is not wrong. This is so wrong. I'll run from one to the other though to make you happy.
Oh, Dave, you're giving me anxiety.
I'm not gonna do it in Vegas. I'm not gonna do it in Vegas. I'm not gonna do it.
Okay, good.
But I
Don't
definitely
wear OFX stuff when you do it.
totally. I'm gonna get
Be in disguise or something.
wear like a Mexican wrestling mask and maybe a plaid one.
Or like that one that we found in our Airbnb in Mexico.
Yes, there you go. I'm sure it's sanitary.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually gonna do it. I'm gonna so anyone who hires listening, yeah, feel free to DQ me. I don't care. Whatever.
Except you're wasting a race and it's so hard to get into races now.
Yes, that's true.
Mhm.
But it's only wasting a race if I don't enjoy it, and I will enjoy it.
He doesn't understand.
I
Best
don't
just I got
understand.
I got I've got it figured out. I'm
Mhm.
gonna do that, and you can just keep running around in the circles.
I'll
Yeah.
just keep running the whole
Just keep
time.
running the whole time.
Yeah, 8K time trial.
Well, yeah, you got to come in and you got to do the wall balls and finish because that's where the finish line is.
Oh,
Just bypass the wall balls. Just run right through the zone.
8K plus wall balls?
No, just run right through the zone. So you're doing an 8.7K.
Oh,
This is a great
Do
idea.
you know who
that's awful.
Katie Simonson, and they wouldn't question it.
Katie Simonson, yes, because she does that all the time when she's videoing everybody. She just goes wherever she wants. She
Really?
jumps the
In
fence.
the zones?
Yes. Well, yeah. Have you never seen her do a live stream?
No.
Oh my God.
Oh,
She's hilarious. She is one of the best solo live streamers ever for Hyrox. She literally she'll wear her judge shirt and she just jumps into the zones and videos the live stream from the zones until she gets kicked out. It's awesome. Yeah, she should win like an award. If there was an award for creative live streaming, it'd be Katie Simons.
Yeah, she probably takes great pride in that.
Oh yeah, I think so. She's a riot. She's great. But
Yeah,
yeah, so I truly, truly enjoyed it. And I think that the point of it is for a gym to put on, especially in Canada in the winter,
yeah,
very doable. And
yeah.
everybody seemed to have a great time. And it was rough. Like those 100 meters of those sleds was rough.
Hmm.
And I thought it was when I joked and I said it was everything I said it should be. It really was. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And I think you could get some buy-in from a lot of people, and like these CrossFitters, for example, who just are not interested in running
yeah.
8K. And
Hmm.
I literally think if you sold them that race that I just described that I said I'm going to do, they would love it. Because you,
It's still long though, and it's still a
oh
lot
yeah,
of cardio. Yeah,
yeah, and then you are, and so it's still long. Where I'm saying like 30 minutes, but you got to remember, even if you are doing this on a full Hyrox course, you're going to be running probably 100 to 200 meters between each station. Because by
yeah.
the time you run through the station, back down through the rock zone to the next station and up to your next sled or skier or whatever, you're probably going to get between 100 and 200 meters.
Oh yeah, if you did it at an event setup.
Yeah, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. This is something Hyrox could actually set up and run. Now, I mean, would they do it? Whatever, who knows? Probably not. But one day when they're maybe not selling out so much and not,
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
something else they could throw it. And so I'm going to develop a new sport by getting disqualified. And Bethany would going, Dave, you're an idiot. Idiot. Why do I talk to this asshole? 4 years.
Yeah, we just started our fourth year.
Actually, I think we started our fifth.
We've done 4 years.
Done 4 years. Yeah.
Wow.
I know, eh? It's a long time. This is horrible to think about.
What?
Over the past 4 or 5 years or whatever it's been, I think other than my wife, you are probably the person I talk to the most.
Yeah, same. Why is that horrible to think about?
I meant for you.
Oh, that's fair.
But yeah. What about your event coming up?
Yeah, my Strong and my Atlas were almost sold out now, actually.
Do I have to
Um,
sign up or can I just show up?
what's that?
Do I have to sign up or can I
You
just show up?
can you can just show up.
Oh,
Yeah.
good,
I'll
good, good.
yeah. I'll put some early times and I'll just save them for judges and stuff. Um, yeah, no, I'm excited. My we've been doing a lot more of the stuff with the Atlas to try to get some people a little more comfortable. People are just they're on the fence about it because they're like it's so heavy. Like a lot of my athletes who do the decas. So we still have some space with that one. And the my Atlas is not an official one yet because
Yeah.
it's not available yet to be. And so it's just kind of to try it out. And the idea is that you could do your strong in the morning and then the Atlas in the afternoon. But I am really excited about it. And we do have a couple clients who've set some big goals this year to be at the World Championships in DECA also. So this is kind of a kickoff to their season. And we actually have a lot of people coming from out of town, like from people that I don't know, which is always really
Oh,
cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah, we are in a little town, so getting some new people into the gym is exciting. And this will be our first event in our new expansion, which will be really cool. So we can finally actually host things. We were pretty tiny before. So yeah, I'm excited about it. And we just finished expansion phase 3. So we have
Phase three.
Phase 3.
What?
yeah, yeah. So we have, well, there's been multiple sort of phases. So, but we finished the secondary studio, um, yeah, last week. So that's up and running.
That's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna do two things on there, and I am signed up officially for one.
Yes.
I am doing a relay,
Mhm.
Nicole, which apparently we are doing a ruck relay, which is not a thing, which seems to be what I do now is not things.
You're not gonna get
Oh,
disqualified.
I can even
adjacent,
think about it that it's not a thing.
I do adjacent things, slightly off things. So that means we're probably going to set a world record
There you go.
because I already have my world record for the Deca Atlas Ruck world record.
This is a
Yeah.
strategy.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep inventing stuff to
So
get world
you're gonna
records.
start your year with two world
Two
records.
world back to back.
Wow. I feel the energy in 2025 for you.
I'm updating my Instagram now profile as we speak.
That's necessary.
Yeah, but it's so and I'm gonna do an atlas too. But
Well,
yeah,
and if they get DECA into the Olympics, you could also call yourself an Olympic hopeful.
yes,
Oh.
absolutely.
Mhm.
And they would have to put my name up there as the world record holder
Yeah.
for the whatever I've made up that day.
For
No,
whatever you've made up.
for whatever I've made up that day. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I'm gonna do that with Nicole. I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Figuring out the strategy is interesting, but we're gonna have a good time with that. And then I'll do an atlas. Maybe I'll do an atlas ruck. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'll have the pack with me, so who knows?
I think you should do Atlas and try to beat your time.
Need my time? Well, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. You gotta set the bar here.
I currently have the the world record for my age division in the regular atlas, or
How do you know?
so I assume because I'm claiming it and I have it on video. So unless somebody else claims it has it on video,
So for your age group.
yeah,
So if there is a man out there,
I call it claimsies. Claimsies. Dibs.
40 to 50, who does a Deca Atlas faster than Dave,
That's right.
you have to let him know.
The good news, this is the best part, is you have to have it on video and it has to be approved. And as it happens, I am the head referee of DECA. So good luck.
I feel like there's some bias here. There's some
Yes,
conflict of interests. Yeah.
could be. That's what I specialize in. Easily
Con-
predictable. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I am legitimately excited and I think it's gonna be a great one. And we have one coming up at Farm Girl too. And I would say buy tickets, but the damn thing's sold out. It's always bloody sold out. I give up. I tried to get another ticket and I can't. I
Good
got one
problem to have.
I got one race. I got one race in, but
Mhm.
I'm waiting for someone to yeah, here you go. So if someone is doing a relay at Farm Girl and wants to sell their ticket to me for a relay, let me know because I can't get into my own gym's event. No, it is great. It's awesome. Jesse's had some we've had some good people coming out and everybody really supportive. It's been really great. So it's nice to see
Yeah.
the community is getting more and more solid. And the
Yeah.
Hyrox one's the same. Like that event on the weekend was awesome. I'm guaranteed. Like, well, I know it was sold out,
Yeah.
and it was just everybody was in such good spirits and working so hard and great. It's just the community is growing. You know what my fear is that it gets too big and it goes to shit.
What gets too big?
The community. You ever see that? Like sometimes it kind of happened a little bit with OCR. Like the community got too big and it kind of petered off. It's almost like we just need to kind of cap it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. It's just something that worries me is that get right now there's so many good people involved, and
Hmm.
it worries me that that we'll lose it. And I think all that really is just shows how much it means to me, because then I worry about it changing or losing it.
Yeah. Yeah. You hold it very close to your heart.
I do. I probably shouldn't, but I do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. It's 'cause then you really feel a part of something and yeah.
Well, I mean, you think about it like your gym. Your gym, I'm sure, has this great community, this feel to it, this vibe to it. And if it gets and you want it to grow,
Hmm.
if it's too big, then it loses what it is.
Yeah, that's how I do feel about my gym sometimes. Like I want it to grow because I think what we have is really special. Um, but will that what's really special be lost if it's too big? But I've been thinking a lot about this too because again, we have got bigger and the ways to kind of keep it with that same like small community feeling, even if it does get bigger and bigger. And I think the people in it, as long as they can keep um welcoming people the same and not just be like, oh, another person I don't know. Like always kind of welcome people in with the same vibe that you did when we were small and you wanted to grow and like everyone was important because we kind of needed the numbers. Like if you always treat people the same way as when you were small, then I think it could help. And we have people in the gym too who like their unspoken job is to welcome the new people. So
Nice.
they always have the new people person like, feeling super welcome and comfortable. And so if you kind of have those people, which I mean, the hybrid racing space does have those kind of people in it too.
We are those people.
I know. Yeah.
But I actually, when I used to go to a gym in Georgetown, it's called CircuFit. We had a girl there. Her name was Dorina, and we always said she's the mayor of CircuFit, and that was her. Any
Mhm.
new person, she was like just
Yeah.
ticker tape parade welcome,
Yeah.
and that was it. By the way, that gym just became a Hyrox affiliate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good. I'm looking forward to your event. Looking forward to that event. Very much looking forward to Vegas though.
Yeah, I'm more looking forward to it now than I was a little bit ago. I hit such well, I crashed so hard. I do after Deca World, just timing and everything, and I was super sick. And so I took 2 weeks, like almost off, not entirely, but I was like, I'm not gonna be able to race in Vegas. And then you put in a solid week and you're like, okay, I'm not doing too bad. So, and then I have a client coming who this is her first one, but she's been training for it for so long because she was going to do Toronto and then it just didn't work out and then she couldn't get a ticket and then she did but then it didn't work out so then now she's bumped it to Vegas. So she's been training for this since like last spring and is so dedicated and I love training with her because she's the total opposite athlete as me. So she doesn't train with anything less than the men's pro weight or heavier. So it's been really cool to train with it and see her kind of come along with it. And then me being able to help her with her running has just changed her into such a different athlete. So I'm so excited. And I think we're going to be in the same heat,
Ooh.
which will be probably the ultimate cat and mouse.
You can just turn around on the first run and go, later, baby.
I know. I'll see you on those sleds. Yeah, so I'm really excited. Her name's Amanda, and yeah, I'm super stoked for her. I love, and we were just talking about, the community. I love when someone gets to experience it for the first time when they've really bought into the training process.
Mhm.
And then, then they get to see really what they've been training for. So I'm probably more excited about her race than mine, but
I would love to do that cat and mouse game with Jeff. Don't tell him. I'm pretty sure he'd beat me, but that doesn't matter. I would still like to do it because I think it'd be a lot of fun.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
those are the best ones when you're just that back and forth, back and forth. It's
yeah.
all good.
Mhm.
And that's it. Like one of the fun things I had from the weekend too was racing beside Mike Zurich. I mean, we had a blast. Too much chatting. I think just yapping back and forth, having a good time. But
Mhm.
um, yeah, I'm looking forward to Vegas. I don't know race wise how it's gonna go for us.
Yeah, well, I've been sick.
Yeah,
Thanks, Beth.
Rye got this weird sickness when she was in DECA Worlds. We don't know where it came from, Bethany. And
Sorry.
but no, and she's struggled with some tendonitis in the arm. So we're not at 100% from that way. So we're just gonna go, we're gonna run, we're gonna have a good time, and it is what it is. You know,
Yeah.
that we're just this is more of a
Anniversary.
yeah, an anniversary run is what it's gonna be. And we're gonna have a good time. So we're not gonna put any stress on about our time or anything like that. It's just good workout, check out Vegas, have some fun.
Hmm.
But I'm excited for that because of it. And I'm excited to watch the,
Yes.
the big race,
Majors. Yeah.
which we're not going to really talk about a lot because we don't have all the facts yet. We're waiting for more facts and we'll do a little
Mhm.
talk about that. But it will be a great race. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I've the only other major we've watched live is the one we rabbited for,
Oh, yes.
right? And you don't quite get everything when you do that. You're a little too
I was just trying not to die.
yeah, a little too close to the action.
Yeah, but I love it because I have all these pictures of me running beside like Sandy and like Alex Ronkovich and like
The best was right off the start. That was the
Yeah.
best. Right off the start was all these monsters and you. And it's
Yeah.
just running with your
Running as fast as I can with my camera.
yeah, and they don't go out slow. So I mean it
Oh, yeah. Mhm. Yeah,
I
that was really fun.
that was a good time. And it was some of the best rabbiting ever.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm going with.
We were up close and personal. It was really good footage.
It was.
Mhm. Back when, yeah, everyone was using gimbals.
I want to talk about the commentary. But anyway, we'll go.
Oh dear.
But that was the only other major I've been to live. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. And I'm looking forward because I've been convinced to do not do any judging or any work. So it'll be different for me to just go and not do it. I don't think I've been. No, that's not true because New York, I didn't do anything in New York,
Mhm.
but I was angry about everything. So this one, I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I won't get roped into judging at some point if they get short, but uh,
What's it, Andy?
Yeah, it's tough to say no if,
the plan is to not do anything at this point.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
my wife is suggesting I stick to the plan
As a gift.
as a
Yeah.
gift, an anniversary gift. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna
Don't
be.
make promises you can't keep, Dave.
I'm not. I'm not. I don't do anything like that. So I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. It's coming up soon. But yeah. And I honestly I think we're good. You got anything else you need to talk about this week?
No, I don't. Yes. It's the first full moon of the year.
What does that mean?
It means, well, people just act a little bit crazy on full moons. It's called the wolf moon. Did you know that? So really
Yes.
what's that? Yeah.
Yes.
So really the wolf moon is when truly the year kind of starts from an astrological standpoint. So if
Astrological?
you're going, I'm not saying it right, but
Astrological?
yeah, astrological standpoint. So it would be the time really that if you were like gonna let things go from last year and like set intentions for the new year. So a lot of people would really view this as like the true reset.
All right.
Mhm.
We went through our intentions for this year, I thought. I think we did that, didn't we?
Oh, we did, yes. But if you had a weird day on Monday, because this will come out on Thursday, then you can blame the moon. That's what we always did in the teaching world.
I did have a moody day today.
See?
I was moody today.
Mm.
I was annoying. I did something very different today, though. This is interesting. We have officially dismantled the garage ninja gym and are parking the vehicles in the garage.
What?
Yeah, yeah. We're
Is
moving
that
all.
where you were moody?
Yeah, I think so. It was like the death of a friend. No,
Oh,
I think we're moving.
you had to grieve today.
Yeah, well, I think we're moving all the stuff. We're putting it all in the basement, so we'll do it up. But it wasn't getting the use out there now that we have the dining room gym gets all the
Yeah.
use. So we're putting stuff all up in the basement so we can still do some obstacles. It won't be quite as elaborate as before, but it'll be
Mhm.
great. And it'll still be good. And so we're not losing a gym, we're gaining a garage.
Well, there you go.
And my little Fiat is now warm. So
Yeah.
awesome. All right, Beth, take us home.
Yeah, thanks so much everyone for listening and yeah, have a great week and we will catch you next week.
Take care.